What's up? This is Eric for Zenny62 with a boxing report. All right, this is going to be the tale of the tape here. We all know that Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence is happening in 2 weeks. So this is the tale of the tape and what I think both fighters need to do to win. All right, so the tale of the tape. Manny Pacquiao, 39 fights, 39 knockouts, 7 losses. Errol Spence, 27 fights, 27 wins, 21 knockouts. What are the keys for each fighter to win this fight? Let's break it down. So you got Manny Pacquiao speed versus Errol Spence power. Now, Manny Pacquiao is going to have to use his speed and his quick footwork and his movement to capitalize on Errol Spence's power and his height advantage that Errol Spence has in this fight. So Manny's going to have to use his quickness and his speed and hit him with body shots and do some counter moves to counter Errol Spence's power and speed. What does Errol Spence got to do to win? I think Errol Spence has got to use his height advantage that he's got over Manny Pacquiao. He's got to use his long reach that he has over Manny Pacquiao. And he's got to use his right jab that he has and his power. Errol Spence can't be overly aggressive because Manny Pacquiao is such a great counter puncher. And he loves it when fighters are aggressive with him because that buys into Manny Pacquiao's game plan. So really in this fight, it's going to come down to speed versus power, in my opinion, for both fighters. If one of these two great fighters could get off to a fast start, if Errol Spence could take control of this fight early, it's going to benefit Errol Spence. If Manny Pacquiao could get control in this fight in the later rounds, I think just because of Manny Pacquiao's ring knowledge and being the veteran of the sport, I think he has the advantage. I'm not saying that Errol Spence is not a veteran, he is, but Manny Pacquiao is the OG of boxing, as they say. So I think if it goes to the later rounds, I think that will benefit Manny Pacquiao. So he's just got to counter Errol Spence's power and power. Errol Spence is quick, but I don't think he's too quick. I think he's slow on his feet. And I think that's going to be Errol Spence's downfall in this fight. But we shall see. I think it's going to be a close fight. I just don't want it to be no controversial calls from these judges. Please, please keep the fight fair for both fighters. Okay? Let the fighters earn a victory, not by no controversial call from the judges. I don't want to see none of that. I think that would be such a bad night for the sport of boxing if there's a controversial call for either fighter, okay? So those are my keys to the victory for Pacquiao. I think he's got to use his speed. And the keys to victory for Errol Spence, I think he's got to use his power and his height advantage he has over Pacquiao. If one of those two fighters use their strengths in this fight, both of them could win. But it's too close for me to call who do I think is going to win. I'm leaning towards Pacquiao in 12 rounds. No knockout decision, but I won't say unanimous decision. It's going to be a close fight either way between two great fighters. So those are my keys to victory for both fighters. Let me know who you guys think is going to win between these two great boxers. Like and subscribe to Zenny62.